Good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Unachku Henry Uchenna. I'll be presenting on the topic problem faced by ASEAN in dealing with transnational drug smuggling in Southeast Asia region. Okay. So, first of all, we talk about the introduction of the topic. So, in the introduction of the topic, this simply talks about the factors that leads to ASEAN's failure to dealing with transnational crimes in drug trafficking in its region, Southeast Asia. So, the Southeast Asia is one of the three producing areas for manufacturing of narcotic drugs. So, in this particular country, in the Southeast Asia, are known as the what? There are some countries in the Southeast Asia which are known as the Golden Triangle. The countries which are Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos. These three countries produce almost 60% of opium and heroin, and also cocaine, that is what's being trafficked almost around the world. Next, we talk about the thesis statement. So on the part of the thesis statement, we have that the Association of the Southeast Asian nations face multi-phase challenges in combating transnational drug trafficking in the Southeast Asian region, including issues related to coordination among member states, limited resources, and the complex nature of the illegal drug trade, highlighting the need for enhanced regional cooperation and strategic approaches to address these pressing issues efficiently. Okay. Next, we go to the approach. On the approach side of the topic, we have transnational crime. Under the transnational crime, we have drug smuggling in Southeast Asia area, and then on the other hand, we have the ASEAN security, where you have the ASEAN ministerial meeting on transnational crime, ASEAN senior officials on drug matters, and also we have ASEAN chiefs on national police. Then after that, we have to talk about the challenges we talk about the challenges faced by ASEAN in dealing with transnational drug smuggling in its region. First of all, we talk about challenges of coordination. So under the coordination, under ASEAN lack coordination among its member states in combating this drug smuggling, because some countries have different legal system and enforcement capabilities. Some of the countries in ASEAN, some are bigger than others, and also some of the countries have different policy relating to drug trafficking. So these have caused a very big challenges in coordination in fighting this transnational crime, which is drug trafficking. Then we talk about resource limitations. Okay, in this association of this in the ASEAN, they lack what we call there is limitation. There is limited resources in fighting transnational drug trafficking amongst its region. First, you talk about lack of funding and manpower, and also lack of needed technologies, the technologies needed to fight this crime. Then these challenges actually leads to lack of border control and enforcement. Because of lack of manpower and lack of technology, there is limitation to border control, because most of these ASEAN countries are border close to each other, so they are you can just pick up a car and just travel from one country to another country. So in smuggling of drug through the land is actually most of the drugs are being trafficked through the land because of the lack of border control and lack of manpower in the police sector. Then we talk about corruption and governance issues. Some of these challenges faced in fighting these transnational crimes are based on corruption and governmental issues. So on this part of this governmental issue, we talk about the presence of corruption in the law enforcement agency of ASEAN in implementing some laws in fighting against this drug trafficking. Another, we talk about the impact of corruption on anti-smuggling enforcements. Okay, due to this high increase in corruption among law enforcement agencies, it actually tie down it actually causes a lot of challenges in fighting this transnational crime, which is drug trafficking. Next, we talk about on the map here. We actually talk about the major trafficking routes. As you can see, we have drugs like cocaine, and also we have drug like opiates. So when you talk about opiates, talk about heroin, meth, many other forms of drugs is classified under opiates. So this, you can see the red one the opiates identified to the red, then the blue one is the cocaine. So as you can see, downwards it shows on this key downwards, you can see the growing areas of these drugs like cocaine and also opium poppy. So these drugs are being produced, most of them, if you can look at the map very well, you can see that with the key, you can see that most of these drugs are being produced mostly in Asia, not only in Asia, in the southeast region of Asia, and being transported all the way from Asia down to Africa, most of them transported down to the United States of America, and so many parts of Asia and other countries. So you can see the red line showing the transportation of or the routes in which these drugs are being trafficked, and also the ones that are also being imported into the Southeast Asian region, which is the cocaine, which have the blue lines, moving towards the Southeast Asia and also moving out of the Southeast Asia region. Next, we talk about from the ASEAN documentary of 2021 in fighting transnational crimes on drug. You can see some drugs that have been seized from the documentation that I have from this chart. You can see some of the drugs and the tons that have been seized from on the year 2021 after COVID. You can see the ATS. Under this ATS, we have drugs like meth, heroin. Okay, so in this year 2021, after the COVID, a ton of 151.1 tons of ATS were seized, and another one is cannabis, 7,350.6 tons of cannabis were seized, and also we have you have MPS, which is new psychoactive substance. A lot of substance have been taken. A lot of pills are under this category of MPS, where you have that almost 230.5 tons of NTS have been seized only in the year 2021. And again, we have opiates, where we have 9.2 tons being seized in the year 2021. Next, we talk about the effects. The effects of this drug trafficking and smuggling is actually from the first introduction I said, it's being categorized into narcotic trafficking and addictive use. So most of this country where these drugs are being grown in the Southeast Asian region, you can see from this chart that I'm about to show, where you can see from this chart the amount of drug users under treatment in the ASEAN member states. You can see Myanmar, you can see, Myanmar, that the chart is what increasing from year to year. We talk about Vietnam also increasing, then Laos decreasing in the year 2022, and also the Philippines, the same with Thailand decreasing, and also Cambodia increasing, and Singapore the same, increasing, Malaysia increasing, and Indonesia also decreasing. So most of these drugs being trafficked between these Southeast Asia, you can see the implication which leads towards drug use, and member states or the citizens of those member states being treated in what drug related what issues. Then I will also conclude and also recommend by pointing out 2 points that are actually being needed in order to control this drug smuggling within Southeast Asian region. So first of all, I will say it is necessary to internalize the values and norms of the joint ASEAN declaration related to narcotics by all ASEAN heads of states. So this simply points out that there is need to be a reform among ASEAN relating to narcotic trafficking in its region. Okay, so among the ASEAN heads of these states, there is meant to be a reform of norms and value about drug trafficking and drug smuggling within the region of ASEAN. And also, the last point I'm about to make is going to be, it will also be necessary to establish ASEAN Narcotic Agency. So, which is known as ANA institution. Okay, so this which focuses on having the main duties and function as a law enforcement agency, which is LEA, and also have the same rights as the National Narcotics Agency in each ASEAN member state. This simply talks about ASEAN being able to create an agency which is known as ASEAN Narcotic Agency, which we have a full right in conducting its main duties and function as a law enforcement agency. So this group of this establishment, the AIN, this institution is meant to be able to enforce laws against drug trafficking in order to reduce this transnational crime and smuggling within its own region. By coming together of these member states, of these ASEAN member states, and selecting from each member state's heads that is going to be in charge of this ASEAN Narcotic Agency in order to enforce laws to fight against transnational crime. I think these 2 points of mine will at least help in solving a little bit of the problems that is leading towards trafficking among its nations. Then also border control within its region. So it will be necessary that all this agency, this AIN, should actually be appointed at the border locations of this country in order to help to regulate the entrance of people within its region. Knowing people that are transiting from the country to another country for the particular purpose of their movement. Okay, so here is the reference of this presentation, which I have here, and also these are the reference where I got the presentation from some points of this presentation, and also that will be it for today, and thank you very much. Bye.